Today we're going to be loading the Norinco 120 round drum mag for the AR-15. Now to start, what you want to do is pop these rear tabs off and then open the back of it. If you've ever loaded an AK drum, this might look familiar to you in the fact that it is the same as a Chinese style AK drum mag. Now, it is a little hard to do this next step with only one hand, so I will pause the recording. Actually, before I do that, I might want to mention what you need. The next step is, I'm not very good at recording, but this thing right here, this bar you see moving, is what we're trying to make go down. How you do that is you spin this. If you don't push in this button while you're doing that, it causes it to have tension, which makes it wind up and go on its own. To demonstrate with one hand while I can, you just kind of push it in and then spin it, and as you see, it moves around. Now, I'm basically going to spin this all around while the camera is being paused. Also, excuse my voice. I've been sick the last couple of days. Alright, so once you have your follower spun around all the way, which the end point is right here, not the next level above or above, right down here. Now, as you can see down in there, there are tracks, and that's what this rides on, as well as that's where you put your ammo at. So, a quick thing that you want to do before you start loading this entire mag is load this section right here. Now, there's many ways you could do this. You could first load the entire base and then drop these in, but I've seen people do that with AK drums and have issues of the rounds sticking up. So, I'm really quickly going to load some rounds in here and then spin that up there and try to show you what I did. It's probably easier to record it than it is to explain it. However, I also have problems loading this mag with one hand. Okay, so what you want is 8 rounds in this mag, and to carefully, okay, this is the part that's hard with one hand. Excuse me, hard with one hand. What you need to do is take your left hand and use it to carefully guide these up while spinning this around with your right hand. I'm going to do that real quick, and then I will begin the process of fully loading the magazine. One reminder, whenever you get this part done, right here, you also want to push this button back in and wind it till it is back to here. As since you have to spin it to the counterclockwise direction, it is going to unwind this. You want this to be here, so just redo the step of pushing this in and go around. And by the way, this is, again, 8 rounds that you put up here. You just have to guide them in the best you can. So what you want to do next is take 2 rounds, or at least I like to do this, and drop them into this slot here. Actually, you take handfuls of 2 and drop them into these slots here. Well, I thought I could. Now, the only way that this really differs from an AK drum is in a few ways, really. One being that it has an AR top bit. I don't remember what it's called right now, but their top bit. And another thing is these little 2 places here that instead of holding 1 round, they hold 2 rounds. I don't believe I've ever seen an AK drum mag that has that system in it. However, I can easily be wrong, considering I've not really looked into what the inside of AK drum mags look like on a very close enough scale. I don't own an AK myself. I only own an AR. I do plan on buying an AK in the near future, however. And of course, I will do a favor for you all and record a loading video for that as well. Now, excuse me if I do seem slow. A lot of the times when people do these videos, they cut out the full loading process, and I don't really like watching videos that cut out the loading process, because as straightforward as it is, you want to make sure that people fully understand something of what they're doing so they don't mess something up, especially on something as unorthodox as a drum mag like this. I will try and speed this up. I also am kind of working against the clock right now. My phone is not that high on space, so it is a little timey for me. If I do have to pause this, I do apologize. You will know if the video had to have been paused in some way, if there's any sort of cut. That pause could be because I reached my limit and had to go delete some stuff off of my phone, or that I just decided to load the mag off of the camera. However, I don't really plan on loading the mag off camera. Excuse me. Now, these drum mags go for about $314 on Atlantic Firearms. That is where I bought mine. I was looking around online for information about these drum mags when I saw someone using one. I simply just looked up AR-15 AK style drum mag, and of course I got the Mutant, which is an AK that takes, not an AK, an AR that takes AK-47 magazines and is chambered in 7.62 by 39. However, I don't really want that. I'm not that big of an AR guy. I'm very willing to use an AK. Most people, the stereotype of the people of the AR world are that they're kind of stupid, and the fact that they're very gatekeepy, it seems like. If you want to post a $200 build you made, which is very cheap, which actually might deserve some criticism if you paid $200 for an AR. But let's say you bought it off of someone who didn't know the real price of it. I picked up my AR for about $700, I think. But I'm getting off track. Most people on, like, the AR-15 subreddit would not be too happy about you having a $700 AR because they think that it's cheap. They don't like cheap people, apparently. But either way, what was I even getting to the point at? I apologize if I get off on random tangents. It is just a habit of mine that I've had for a while. Very talkative person, runs in my family. Also, excuse me for one moment whilst I go and clear some space on my phone. My apologies. Should have probably cleared up my phone before I started recording this. Either way, I don't quite remember what I was saying, as it took me a little bit longer than I expected to clear enough space to be able to record. However, the topic at hand, which is this drum mag, these, I think I said, are about $314 off of Atlantic Firearms. I was always told when I heard about them to get them while you can, and I didn't quite know what the person was talking about when they mentioned a Chinese AR drum mag, as I'd never heard of that before. But I mentally noted that I should pick these up when I see them, which probably made sense why I didn't hear about them. Mine is an original one. It has the Triangle 36 on it, which I've heard means that it is an original Norinco pre-ban, which I assume that Norinco wasn't in business anymore, but from what I've seen, they seem to be. Anyways, we now have the drum mag fully loaded. What you want to then do is take your back cover and close it, which can be a little easier said than done, and then pop these on here. Now, I would wind this up, however, it is 11:08 in the evening, and some of my family is trying to sleep. But what I normally do with this is I wind it up 10 times, or I wound it up 10 times last time, and it seemed like it added enough spring tension at the top to work. I will record a range video with this in the coming days and let you know if the, not 10 full winds, mind you, I should probably clarify that, 10 half winds, which means instead of this spinning all the way around, it only spins halfway around and then around again. It would be 5 full turns instead of 10. I apologize for not clarifying that as soon as I said it. Like I said, I'm not exactly the best with explaining things to a camera or using a camera in any instance. But either way, once you have this all loaded, you can put this in whatever packaging that you had it and store it for a long time, or put it in some sort of container or something else. I just keep it in the packaging it came in until I'm ready to go shoot, which should hopefully be soon. Anyways, I'll see you all next time. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and thank you for watching.